The morning bell echoed through the corridors of St. Vincent's High School, a prestigious private school nestled in the heart of the city. Students hurried through the hallways, laughter and chatter blending with the rhythmic squeak of shoes on polished tiles. But among the rush of youth, a woman walked quietly, carrying a leather-bound notebook close to her chest. Her name was Elena Matthews. The new literature teacher to IT was her first day. She had spent years preparing for this, earning degrees, studying child psychology, and dreaming of the day she could stand before class and inspire minds. Her soft brown hair framed a face that carried both grace and quiet strength. But she didn't know that her courage would be tested in a way no training could have prepared her for. As she entered her classroom, she smiled warmly at her new students. "Good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Matthews. I'll be your new literature teacher this semester." A few students smiled back, some ignored her, and one boy, sitting lazily at the back, arms crossed, just smirked. He wore his shirt half-tucked, his tie loose, and his expression dripping with arrogance. His name was Ryan Collins, the principal's only son. Ryan wasn't just another student. He was the untouchable one. Everyone knew it. Teachers avoided conflict with him. Students idolized or feared him. He did what he wanted, when he wanted, because his father, Principal Edward Collins, protected him from every consequence. Elena started her lecture, trying to stay positive. "Let's begin with something simple. Can anyone tell me what literature means to them?" Before anyone could answer, Ryan interrupted loudly. "Depends. Are you going to grade us on it? Or just talk pretty for an hour?" The class snickered. "Elena smilet politeli." "Maybe both. But you're welcome to share your thoughts, Ryan." He leaned back in his chair, twirling a pen. "I think literature's just words. And people who talk too much usually have something to hide." The laughter that followed was sharp, but Elena didn't flinch. "Interesting point. Maybe that's true for some. But sometimes people talk to reveal truth, not hide it." Her calm confidence surprised him. He didn't expect her to handle it that way. For a moment, Ryan said nothing. But in his eyes, there was something darker, a challenge forming. The days went on, and the tension between them grew. Elena remained kind but firm, never giving him special treatment. And that annoyed Ryan even more. He wasn't used to being told no. One afternoon, she caught him skipping class and writing graffiti behind the gym. She walked up quietly. "Ryan, you're better than this. Why don't you tell me what's really going on?" He laughed mockingly. "You think you know me? You've been here a week. Then give me a reason to understand," she said gently. He looked at her, his jaw tight. "You wouldn't get it. My dad's got his reputation, and I'm just his trophy mistake." That moment, that small confession, was the first crack in his armor. But instead of healing, he covered it with anger. The next morning, rumors spread that Ryan had been suspended from the basketball team. He blamed Elena, though she had nothing to do with it. At lunch, he stormed into her empty classroom, his temper blazing. "You told my dad about the graffiti, didn't you?" he shouted. Elena looked up from her desk. "No, I didn't, Ryan. But even if I had, actions have consequences. You can't keep." Before she could finish, he grabbed her notebook and threw it across the room. Pages scattered like wounded birds. "You don't get to lecture me," he barked. Elena stood up slowly. "Ryan, stop. This isn't the way." But he was too far gone in his rage. In one reckless move, he reached for her arm, and in the struggle, her shirt ripped slightly at the shoulder. Time froze. The sound of tearing fabric cut through the silence. Ryan's face went pale as he realized what he had done. Elena stepped back, her breath trembling, but her eyes, calm, piercing, locked onto his. She walked closer, just enough for him to hear her whisper, "Your father isn't the one you should fear disappointing." The words hit him like a thunderbolt. He froze, his hand trembling, eyes wide with shock. He didn't understand what she meant. Not fully, but it pierced straight into his conscience. She turned, picked up her fallen notebook, and left the room without another word. That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. The echo of her voice haunted him. "Your father isn't the one you should fear disappointing." He thought about his mother, the woman who left when he was 9 because she couldn't handle the principal's perfectionism and neglect. He remembered the day she left crying, whispering, "You'll understand someday, Ryan." And suddenly, he did. The next morning, Ryan stood outside Elena's classroom. His eyes were red, but his voice was steady. "Miss Matthews, I am sorry for everything." Elena looked at him for a long moment before nodding. "Thank you, Ryan. It takes courage to say that." He nodded again, quietly taking a seat. From that day forward, something changed in him. He showed up early. He helped classmates. He started writing poems, essays, letters he never sent. His father noticed. "What's gotten into you lately?" Principal Collins asked one evening. Ryan looked at his father with a faint smile. "Someone reminded me what kind of man I don't want to be." The principal frowned, not understanding. But for the first time, Ryan didn't care. Months passed. On the final day of the semester, Ryan stood before the class to read his essay. His voice was calm but heavy with meaning. "It's easy to hide behind names, money, or power," he began. "But real strength is being accountable for your actions. I learned that from someone who refused to give up on me, even when I didn't deserve it." When he finished, the class applauded. Elena smiled, proud, emotional, knowing she had reached a part of him no one else dared to touch. After class, she found a folded paper on her desk. It read, "Thank you for not being afraid of me. I'll spend the rest of my life earning the respect I once thought I didn't need." "Ryan," she held the note for a long time, smiling softly. Teaching wasn't about rules or punishment. It was about moments like this, when a single sentence could change the course of someone's life. And indeed, it did. Some stories remind us that one moment of kindness can pierce years of arrogance. Ryan's story isn't about shame, it's about redemption. This was Outstanding Stories. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit subscribe and let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Because every story deserves to be heard, and yours might be next.